Hello and welcome. This is a video on how to acquire the BTCS Bitcoin Shop Ethereum shares, Ethereum dividends that they promised. BTCS used to be a Bitcoin miner, then they became an Ethereum miner, then they went from an Ethereum miner to just a Ethereum treasury holder. So I started off asking. On Google Gemini, I started off asking about BTCS's stock split history, just to get a good look at where and when they had their stock splits, to get an idea of what their price, what the typical price of this share should be at, and where it can go. It's currently at $4.70 odd cents. And it was once at an all-time high, I believe $2,000. It will never go back there. But I have seen that it has been at above the price of $140. Would it ever go there? Maybe at the end of next cycle, if they do everything right. It seems like they have the biggest investors invested in their stock, and you can see here. I had Gemini create a chart with the biggest holders, and Vanguard Group is one of the $1 trillion companies that is a big holder, the largest holder of the BTCS stock. So what I'm doing here today is I'm going to show you, and as you can see, BlackRock is there at the bottom with 31,000 shares as well. We're going to talk about how to access those dividends on BTCS. So I went through the process. I went through part of the process. I'll show you how to go through the process to request it, not necessarily what it looks like at the end for the result. But we're going to start here. Again, BTCS has an innovative, if you didn't know, BTCS has an innovative dividend policy, which have been termed dividend. This is a one-time blockchain dividend that can be paid in cryptocurrency as opposed to traditional cash. You can also take it in traditional cash if you don't opt in to their system. Here's how to access the dividends in BTCS specifically for the most recent distribution. They had a distribution already, the dividend, and how to receive it, but there's still time. From the time of this recording, you have 5 or 6 days to opt in. BTCS announced a special dividend of 5 cents per share with the option to be paid in Ethereum. If you do not choose to receive your dividend in Ethereum, you will automatically receive a cash dividend of 5 cents per share. To receive the dividend in Ethereum, you must take specific actions. Opt in. You must complete an opt-in form, which can be found on the company's dedicated website, dividend.com, and we will go there after I finish reading the rest of this information. Transfer shares. You must transfer your shares to the company's transfer agent. Equity stock transfer shares held at a brokerage firm like Fidelity, Robinhood, or Charles Schwab are not eligible for the ETH dividend unless they are transferred to this transfer agent. In particular, meet the deadlines. You must complete the opt-in and transfer process by the record date. The ex-dividend and record date for the most recent dividend was September 26, 2025. Again, that gives us 5 or 6 days from depending on when you watch this video. Additional information: loyalty payment. In addition to the dividend, BTCS has also announced a one-time loyalty payment of 35 cents per share. To be eligible for this payment, you must hold your shares in equity stock transfer, the transfer agent. Keep your shares with the transfer agent for a specific period, which for this distribution from the record date September 2026 through January 26, 2026, basically for an entire quarter. You're going to have to do this every quarter in order to earn the dividend. They're giving this loyalty dividend so people don't sell off their shares, right? And then you would have to go back through the transfer agent in order to remove your shares from their holdings back into your account in order to sell off anyway. So it's there's a gatekeeping process just to sell the shares if you end up getting to that point. Key points to remember: cash dividend. If you take no action, your dividend will be paid in cash to your brokerage account. Crypto dividend: if you want to receive the dividend or the loyalty payment in Ethereum, you must actively opt in and transfer your shares to the company's transfer agent. Transfer agent, the company's transfer agent. Equity stock transfer handles the dividend distribution for shareholders who opt for the ETH payment. Tax implications: Receiving a dividend in cryptocurrency can have different tax implications than a cash dividend. It's highly recommended to consult with a tax professional to understand your specific tax obligations. So we're going to go to dividend.com, and then we're going to show you what to do. We're going to go through some information and show you what to do. And all this information is going to be regurgitated information, what we already talked about. BTCS has declared a special one-time dividend of 5 cents per share, as we talked about. You have until September 26. Eligible shareholders have the option to elect to their dividend in Ethereum based on the USD ETH exchange rate on the record date. And more new information, the payment date for the dividend will be on or before October 17th, 2025. So that's for the 5 cents per share dividend that you will receive. And the loyalty payment is paid out, 35 cents per share will be paid out on February 6, 2026, as long as you hold it in their transfer agent until January 26, 2026. Okay, there's more information there in a table to simplify what you're seeing. And you're gonna have to go down. Here's all you have to go down to fill out the form. Here are the steps in order to do so. Steps to get your 2025 Ethereum dividend: become a BTS shareholder. Basically, buy it on any exchange, on any stock exchange that you use. I in particular use E-Trade. Complete the opt-in form. We're going to do that here. Sign up using the form below to receive detailed instructions, including the ETH dividend opt-in agreement. Move your shares to the transfer agent. You can read the rest. Receive ETH dividend. You have to add in your Ethereum wallet, and you'll receive it by the date that they promised. I created a new Ethereum wallet, or I actually sent it to one of my one of the custody wallets that I have. That's for specific tax reasons why I have any crypto go there in the first place. So I added that wallet there, and then receive your loyalty payment by the date. So you go down here, you'll see request 2025 Ethereum dividend opt-in form. Fill out all this information, add in your Ethereum wallet, click on I certify I'm a current BTCS shareholder. Make sure you have shares. I bought mine on E-Trade. Make sure you go to BTCS and buy there first, and then you will receive an email once you hit the request button. And then there's more information on this webpage talking about the dividend benefits and rationale. This dividend rewards our shareholders for continued support while encouraging financial freedom by providing an on-ramp to owning Ethereum. BTCS has a long history of being the first in the digital asset industry, and this dividend will make BTCS the first public company in the world to issue a dividend in Ethereum, along with a 5 cent share dividend payment. BTCS offering 35 cents per share loyalty payment to encourage shareholders to move their shares to the book entry of the transfer agent, thereby preventing them from being lent to short sellers. That's very smart, who are betting against BTCS. Even their big holders like Vanguard all the way through to BlackRock, they won't, especially if they are sending their shares to their BTCS transfer agent to get their dividend, they won't be able to short sell their own stocks. So that's very smart, very interesting concept. Capitalize on market dislocation. At the time the board approved the dividend, BTC share price was trading below the value of our cash and digital assets on hand. Very interesting. Reward shareholders. BTCS wants to reward our longtime shareholders with dividend and loyalty program for their continued support. And you can read the rest and come here and read the frequently asked questions. But that is how you obtain the BTCS Ethereum dividend share. If you have any questions, comments, things I missed out, let me know below. I started buying BTCS before I had it years ago in 2018, got rid of it. Nothing was happening. But now I started buying around $4 or so, and I expect this to go into the billions over the course of the next few years. And hopefully maybe it shoots up next quarter. We'll see. But I'm going to attempt to hold this long term. As long as they have this type of dividend going, then we'll see how it works out. So if you have any questions, fire away. Any comments, fire away, and we'll talk later. Thanks.